Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and happy new year. So I'm excited to start filming some videos this year. It's took me a bit of time to get back into filming, but I'm excited to start off this year with my best of beauty products, like all my favourite beauty products from 2022. So yeah, I like to do like a little roundup every year of my favourite products so you guys can get a feel of all my favourite products, and if you're interested in getting any of these for yourself, then you know these are really good products. And before I get started with the video, if you are brand new to my channel, I would love it if you hit the subscribe button down below, click the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video, and of course if you like and enjoy this video then give it the thumbs up. Okay, so I'm going to start off with some of my favourite foundations from last year. Now I have a few because like I use them at different parts of the year. First foundation I want to mention is this one from Bobbi Brown. This is the Intensive Serum Foundation, and this I absolutely loved during the springtime. I also started using it again in the winter just because of the hydration like benefits of this foundation, because during the winter I do get more dry, so this is such a good foundation for then as well. This is amazing. It's so lightweight, and it is like a kind of skincare product as well, so it's very like lightweight on the skin, very hydrating. It's really natural on the skin. It just looks like your actual skin, like doesn't look like foundation at all. Yeah, wears beautifully throughout the day. I think it's gorgeous. Definitely a great foundation I think for the summertime as well, because it's very lightweight. I think I'll try that more in this summer, but like I said, I used it a lot spring and winter. And then another foundation I really loved, well technically it's a tinted moisturiser that I loved last year, was the NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturiser. So this is absolutely gorgeous. This is so lightweight and it's the best light tinted moisturiser I've ever tried. It looks really flawless on the skin and it makes your skin just look beautiful. It has a nice radiance to it as well. It's not like super radiant on the skin, but it has a nice little natural glow to it. And this one also has SPF 30. This one from Bobbi Brown has SPF 40, which is good. So they're both kind of like good summer base products. Like this I used on holiday, like so when I went away on holiday I used this every single day, and I'm actually really surprised that I still have quite a lot still left in this, because I used it every single day, and I've used it obviously a ton throughout the year as well, so I'm really surprised I do have quite a lot left in this. But it is like quite a runny formula, so it does go like quite a long way, which is really nice. I'm going to use this again when I go on holiday this year as well, because it's just beautiful. Yeah, the shade I have is Saint Moritz. And then the best foundation ever it's the best foundation from like 2022. It's also the best foundation I think I've ever used. It's amazing. Is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. So this is gorgeous. Again, just like the NARS Tinted Moisturiser and the Bobbi Brown foundation, this is very lightweight as well. It looks like skin on your skin, like you know, it doesn't look like foundation at all. It doesn't get cakey, doesn't like look horrible or anything like that. It's just a super flawless foundation, and it's amazing for photographs as well. Photographs, video, it is beautiful. So yeah, this is by far the best foundation I've ever used. It's very hydrating, lightweight, just absolutely gorgeous. And this I wore at night time when I was on holiday, so I used like the NARS the NARS tinted moisturiser during the day, and I used this at night. And this I'm actually almost out of. I think this is the first foundation that I have actually ran out of in a long time. Yeah, because I've used it a lot last year. And yeah, the shade I have in this is Barcelona. So yeah, that is by far the best foundation from 2022, because it just got released in 2022, I think. Yeah, I think it did. Like, hopefully I'm right about that. But another foundation I want to mention is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear. So you know this has been out for a while, but this is absolutely gorgeous. I started using this again near the end of last year, and I'm just so surprised at how amazing this foundation is. Like, it's very full coverage, but it feels very lightweight on the skin. You know, it has a really nice kind of watery, lightweight texture, just like the NARS Light Reflecting, you know, the Bobbi Brown one there, and obviously the tinted moisturiser from NARS as well. These all have like really lightweight formulas, and they feel like hydrating and everything on the skin. This one is more matte on the skin, however it just looks beautiful, looks like your skin. It looks very, very flawless, still feels lightweight, even though it has a slightly matte finish. On my skin personally, it dries a little bit more matte, but like that flawless matte, like literally poreless, like your pores are non-existing with this foundation. It is beautiful. This I highly recommend if you're looking for affordable foundation. It's just beautiful, and the shade I have in this is 200 Golden Sand, and I'm actually almost out of this foundation as well, and I see myself using this a lot this year. So I did get another one lately, but I ordered shade 200, but that's not the shade that came, so I don't know if they've changed the numbers of them or what, but anyway, I'm not sure. But anyway, that is a beautiful foundation. Okay, so I have one bronzer type product to share with you. Well, I have like a bronzer, a powder bronzer, and two cream contouring ones I want to share with you, but I only have one bronzer here to share with you just because it was like my most used last year. Bronzer is my favourite makeup product. Like, I love, you know, buying and trying loads of different new bronzers. However, this one is something that I want to get for a while, and it is the Dior powder no powder. Like, it's not really a bronzer, it's a setting powder. You guys might know that, but I love this for bronzer because with like setting powders, they're usually a little bit more finely milled, a bit more light, like lightweight kind of thing, that when they go on the cheeks they look quite, you know, flawless. Whereas like with bronzers, they usually have a bit more kind of deeper and richer kind of pigment in them, that they can sometimes look a little bit funny, sometimes muddy on the cheeks, just because of how rich the pigment is, kind of thing. So with a setting powder, it's usually quite good for bronzing the face, and this has got like a really nice kind of natural kind of radiant finish to it. It looks really flawless on the cheeks. Is what I'm wearing today, on top of a cream contour, which I will share with you in a minute. Yeah, so this is a really nice kind of natural radiant finish to it. It looks super flawless and airbrushed. It has a slight blurring effect to it that, as you can see, just looks flawless. I have the shade 4N, which is absolutely beautiful. I also want to get the shade 5N, but this is completely sold out everywhere. It has been for a while. Like, I'm on Dior's website every morning trying to see if they've got the shade like 5N back in stock, but no. So I'm dying to get 5N because I think that'll be a really good shade for when I'm a bit more tan, maybe for summer. Then I think that shade will be good also. But 4N is beautiful as well. It's amazing for like right now. Now, that was my only kind of favourite powder kind of bronzer product from last year, but I want to share with you my favourite cream contouring products. Like, the first one is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood contour wand. Like, I was trying to get this since about January last year. I think I mentioned that on my channel before. Yeah, so I finally got it at the later part of last year, and I absolutely love it. It is absolutely beautiful. Now, this gives a really lovely natural shadow to the cheeks. So when you apply this to the cheeks, like, if you guys can maybe see, it looks really, really dark, almost like grey black, and that's what it does look like when you apply it to the cheeks. But when you blend it out, it gives like a really lovely kind of natural shadow to the cheeks. So it's what I'm wearing on my cheeks under the Dior powder. Blends beautiful, and like with like a brush, it doesn't like go all over your face. It kind of stays in the area. So when you apply, I usually do like 3 little dots down my cheeks, like along my cheekbones there, and then I will use like a brush to kind of like blend it out. And the really good thing about the formula of this, it really stays in place, so it doesn't like slip and slide all over your face. Yeah, so that's what I really like about that. I also really, really loved the Clinique Chubby Stick, so that's it right there. So this is kind of like a bronzer for me. It's a little bit like, it's a lot lighter in tone to the Charlotte Tilbury contour one. So for me, the Clinique one is more like a bronzer than it is a contour stick. So like, as you can see, this one has like a bit of more of a kind of cool tone, deep tone to it, whereas this one's a little bit warmer. It looks really lovely on the skin. It looks very natural on the skin. And then for concealer, my favourite by far last year was the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This looks very natural, like for your under eye area. It's like radiant, it has a nice creaminess to it. It stays in place all day, lasts really well, doesn't crease or anything like that. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love this so much. And Also, I have been loving, like, for more glam makeup looks, like say like today I used, like, because I have like a bit more going on in my eyes, like with a wing liner and that, I used the NARS Soft Matte concealer. So this is absolutely beautiful. It is matte obviously, whereas the Radiant Creamy is a bit more obviously creamier, radiant on the under eyes. However, this one is more matte, but they both look really flawless on the under eyes. They do feel really hydrating, because even though this one is matte, it has like a light weight texture to it, if that makes sense. Like when you pick it up on your finger, it's super lightweight and it feels almost creamy to the touch, and when you apply it to the eyes, it has a matte finish but feels very kind of creamy hydrating, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is beautiful for when I have more glam eyes going on, because it just looks a little bit more flawless than what the Radiant Creamy, because Radiant Creamy is beautiful also, it looks really nice and flawless, but this one is a bit better for when you have glam eyes, because of the kind of matte aspect to it, just makes everything look flawless. Okay, so I have a couple of eyeshadow palettes to share with you. So last year just wasn't, like, I wasn't really into eyeshadows. There wasn't that very many palettes that came out that really stood out to me or that I wanted. I felt like everything that I was seeing had been done before, or everything was too colourful for me. Like, yeah. And even right now, there's palettes still coming out and they're just so colourful, which is not my vibe right now. So I have a couple to share with you, and I have a little single as well shadow to share with you, which is beautiful. The first one I want to mention to you, it's actually one I went on my eyes today, and it's the Pastrita Major Dimension palette. So this has like every shade you kind of want for neutral to warm eye looks. As you can see there, it's such a gorgeous palette. I would say this part of the palette is definitely my most used section. I've got this shade in the crease, I've got this one also in the crease, a little bit more in the outer corner, and then I have this shade right here on my lids, and I just love it. It's really beautiful. I usually will use like this shade with this shade as well, with a little bit of this thrown in too, like, you know, for an even lighter kind of more natural look too. But yeah, it's definitely a really beautiful palette, something that I have used a ton. And then a really standout palette last year before summer was the Anastasia Nouveau palette. This I really love because the colour story here is different to what I've seen in a little while. That's the shades right there. I just love the kind of more earthy kind of green garden type of colours in here. It's just something quite different with this little pop of purple. Definitely a standout palette from last year that I haven't really seen done before, you know, like there's a lot of palettes last year that's been done, as you know, and also very colourful palettes, but this one, there was something different that drew me to this palette, and yeah, I love the formula. It's really amazing. A couple of shades in here that I haven't tried yet, but I want to get round to that this year. But the formula of this palette is amazing, just like the Patrick Ta. Really beautiful formulas, very kind of luxe eyeshadows, blend beautiful, last a long time on the eyes, so really standout palette. And then a kind of palette that I have used for a little while now, I use this quite a lot, especially for everyday natural kind of looks, is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. Like, I've used and spoke about this a ton on my channel. Really nice kind of neutral palette for like many skin tones in there. You just kind of throw a bunch of the shades, which I do, into my crease and then be done. Like, really great everyday palette. Blend lovely, formula's really nice of these as well. So really great everyday palette. Also great for like nights, because you can do like really nice smoky eye looks with it. Yeah, beautiful palette, something that I use very often. And then I have this single eyeshadow that's absolutely amazing. You guys absolutely need this if you haven't tried this already. It's from Bobbi Brown. It's one of her Luxe Eye Rich Sparkle shadows, and that's it right there. It's a really beautiful little packaging, as you can see there, and this is the shade right here. It's the shade Moonstone. So this is like a shade that is amazing for like applying on top of any eyeshadow to really amp up and make it really shiny, really sparkly. With the lightest of touch, you pick up like a massive amount of pigment. That's it right there. It's super shiny. On the eyes it's nice and shiny and sparkly, but not that sparkly stuff that goes everywhere. You know, it kind of stays in place on the eyes, gives a beautiful shine, very high shine for hours on the eyes. It's gorgeous. I've used it a ton last year. Amazing shadow. Like, the pigmentation formula is incredible. Like, if you honestly want your eyes to sparkle, forget every other sparkly shadow in your palette, just get this and apply this on top of any other shade and it will look absolutely amazing. So that is definitely something that you guys really need to try out. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to stay on eyes just now because I have a few other face things I want to speak to you about, but the eye stuff that I want to wrap up on is my favourite mascaras from last year, actually, because mascara is something that I don't test out a lot really, because yeah, it's just like whatever. But my favourite mascara ever, no, well, yeah, this one from L'Oreal is beautiful. It's the Lash Paradise. It's my favourite from, like, for many years now. I've used it. It's amazing. Very similar to the Too Faced Bit in the Sex. That's also a favourite. I used a couple of them this year as well, a couple of minis of that. Went through a bunch of these full sizes this year as well from L'Oreal. Like, they just make your lashes look amazing, like spidery, gives really jet black volume, thickness to them. Really love that. Like, the Too Faced does the same job too, but of course that's a little bit more expensive than that one. The Bobbi Brown Smoky Eyes Mascara is something that I've been really loving these past few months. It's what I've actually got on my eyes today, and I don't know how much of it you can actually see because I have kind of a little bit thicker liner on here, but this is really nice. It gives me really nice kind of lengthy separated lashes. It's also nice and jet black as well, and I've just been really enjoying this. So it's another really kind of favourite from last year that I just discovered last year, so I am really enjoying that. The ones on these are completely different from each other. Like, the L'Oreal Lash Paradise one is a little bit more bushy and thicker. If you can see, it's quite similar to the Too Faced one. However, the Too Faced one's a little bit more hourglass, but yeah, it's a bit of a bushier bristle brush. And then the Bobbi Brown one is a little bit thinner and narrower, but like has really nice kind of separated bristles on it there, if you can see. Yeah, so they have different brushes on them, but they both work really nice for my eyes. And my favourite liner from last year was the Benefit Their Real Extreme Precision liner. This is a really nice one. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. It's nice and jet black, gives a really good wing actually, and I like the kind of the shape of it. You think it's a bit clumpy here, but it actually kind of works quite well, like when you hold it to get that perfect wing. And then this is amazing for my waterline. This is the Anastasia Pro Pencil and Base one. It's like a nude eyeliner which I run just right here in my waterline, and it just makes my eyes look a lot more awake and just brighter. It brightens up any eye look that you have got going on. So I have it on my eyes today. I love it. It's nice and creamy on the eyes. It lasts a long time too, because I have had a couple other ones in the past that have been stiff in that, but that one's by far my fave. And then I have a couple of setting powders to share with you. So I'm going to start off with this one because I think I got this last year along with the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. This is the setting powder, like the light reflecting setting powder in translucent crystal, which just looks like that. So this is a really kind of silky, smooth powder that barely looks like anything. Like, you can't even really see much if you pick up. You can feel it. It has this really nice soft, velvety, silky feel, not velvety, like silky feeling to it. That, honest God, this goes on the eyes. It makes your under eyes look amazing, flawless. It's really great for like everyday sort of thing. Like, I love to pair it with the Radiant Creamy, Radiant Creamy, from NARS. I love to pair that with it. It is absolutely gorgeous. It gives a really nice healthy glow to the under eyes. You can also use it all over your face as well, which I've done before many times with the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation, just to set it in place. It looks gorgeous because Obviously this has that nice kind of light reflecting kind of radiance to it, so just like the foundation, so it's really good to pair these two together. Yeah, and it's also a really good setting powder for under eyes. And then another favourite has been for a few years now as the Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is a really great powder for like setting any foundation you have, because it's a really flawless foundation. It can actually make your foundations look better if they're not the best. You know, if you use like a little powder puff and that, it fills in all the pores really nicely, makes you look airbrushed, flawless. It doesn't look like heavy or cakey on the face. Well, I suppose it depends on your skin type, but I have kind of normal to dry skin, and it looks really good on me with my foundations and things like that. It mattifies and kind of smooths everything, which is great, so it can make your foundation look flawless. So yeah, really love this powder. I forgot to mention one thing for my eyes actually that I have been obsessed with is the She Glam All Eyes on You eyelash glue liner. So yeah, this is an eyeliner as well as eyelash glue, and this is absolutely amazing. The reason why I love this so much is because of like what it does like for me, because I've never been huge on false eyelashes because I can never apply them. But when I got this from Shein, honest to God, this like sticks the lashes on amazingly. Like I'll just create like I would say a black wing liner with it, and then it gets quite tacky really quickly, so you can like literally just stick your lashes on really quick, and like they get, because it's tacky, you know, they don't slip and slide, you don't have to wait for it to dry or anything like that. Like it literally dries pretty quick, so you just pop them on. I've tried the glues that you get with lashes in the past, and I have never been able to get them to stick to my eyes, but with this liner, like it's made it so easy. So this I absolutely love. And then I'll just share my brow stuff with you, because yeah, there's only two little products that I only use on my brows. It's two from Benefit. The Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil I'll use to basically fill in my eyebrow and shape kind of thing there. This is the best pencil ever. Like honest to God, it really is the best, because when you actually like apply this to your brow, pigment comes out with the lightest of touch, because like there's other brow pencils out there that you need to stab your brows with to get any sort of pigment from them, which is terrible. But this one from Benefit is amazing, so I highly recommend the Precisely My Brow. If you haven't tried it before, like it just makes doing your brows really quick, effortless, and yeah, I love it so much. And then I just used the clear brow gel from Benefit as well, the 24-hour brow setter. I just use this to kind of just set my brow hairs, make them look a bit more hair-like after I fill them in with a pencil. Now for lips, I have a few here which are absolutely amazing. I'm just going to quickly get the ones that I always use out the way with first, just in case you haven't seen me talk about these, which I highly doubt unless you're new to my channel. Then my favourite lip combo are these two little guys from Illamasqua. So these are the antimatter lipsticks, and I have the shade Vela and Chara. So this is what I have on my lips today, mixed with a gloss, but I will show that in a second. So that's the two shades there. So this one is Vela, this one is Chara, and pairing these two together gets the perfect nude combo. They're very kind of like moisturising on the lips, you know, they don't feel drying or anything like that. Definitely amazing lipsticks. I love the packaging and everything for these also, like really beautiful. So I like to pair them together, and then I will use this gloss here. It's been my favourite. I pair this with many like matte lips and different things, but this is the By Terry Baume de Rose lip balm. This is meant to be a balm, which you can really tell it's a balm compared to a gloss, because you know glosses are usually a little bit stickier, whereas this doesn't have that stickiness to it. It's just like a kind of nice like creamy watery consistency to it, so it just feels so hydrating, so moisturizing on the lips. Feels nothing like a gloss on the lips. There's no stickiness, no tackiness at all from this. Super smooth. The scent of it is not the best because it is rose, however I'm really used to it because like I use it all the time. It doesn't really bother me, but it has a really strong kind of rose scent to it. But it's better to have a rosy scent than have a horrible chemical scent to it. So yeah, that's lovely. And then for lip liner, my two favourites from last year is definitely the MAC Oak lip pencil. This is what I have on my lips today. It's kind of like the perfect nudie, like a nudie brown shade that's a little bit light. It's not like a deep brown, it's like a nice light brown shade for my lips. I love wearing this with like near enough every single lipstick. It just goes amazing with nudie pinks, brownie beigey, nudes, and yeah. I actually really love the formula of MAC's. Well, this one in particular, also like Subculture, and that they're amazing formulas. Like, they have like a little bit of, I don't know how you would describe it. It's not like a creamy pencil, you know. There's still a little bit of stiffness to them, which I personally like because it stays on my lips all day. Because usually with a lot of creamy products, they will just disappear on my lips. Whereas this stays in place all day, like lasts a long time. I can like overline fill in my lips with this, and it just stays there all day, which I love. So this from MAC, I love the formula of that. And then this one from Anastasia. This is one of the new lip liners. Like, it's, I love the packaging. Like the packaging of this is really nice. Or like the product, like it just looks amazing. It's kind of like this squared, you know, square edge kind of pencil, and this is the shade Hazelnut. So again, with this one, it's a lighter kind of brown shade, which I will swatch both of these. Why am I not swatching these? Ugh, I never swatched any of these. This is the MAC Oak pencil here, and then the one above it is the Anastasia Hazelnut. So Hazelnut looks a little bit darker, if you can see there, but when you apply it to the lips, it's not that much darker, to be honest. But yeah, that is both shades there. But the Anastasia one is a little bit more creamier than the MAC one, but it still stays in place on me, which is great. So they're both great to pair with brownie nudes, pinky nudes, and things like that. Also peachy nudes you can get away with also. Let me just swatch Vela and Chara for you. Here we have Chara, and then there we have Vela. So pairing them both together, you get like a really nice light pinky nude. Another lipstick that I really loved last year, I still love right now obviously, is the MAC Honey Love lipstick. So this is one of their matte, yes, one of their matte formulas. And again, this is like a really nice matte that stays in place, and it's quite comfortable. It's not like the retro mattes, which are like really, really dry. This one is, you know, more comfortable on the lips, and it actually really stays in place on my lips because of the drier formula. And then another one of my absolute favourites I love to wear with like glam looks, yeah, it's just amazing, is the Giorgio Armani Lip Power, and it's the shade 102 Romanza. This is gorgeous. This is like a really nice creamy juicy formula to it. If you can see there, it has this shine to it, which is beautiful. Makes your lips look really nice and plump and juicy, shiny, and just gorgeous. So that's the shade, if you can see that. It's right there. It's like a pinky nude. It's just beautiful. It's definitely my type of shade I wear all the time. I also have this one here from Huda, which I loved a lot last year. It's Wifey. That's it right there. So this again is a matte liquid lip that stays in place all day. Not all day, but stays in place for a while. It looks quite deep there, but when you apply it to the lips, it's not as deep. It's quite light, if you know what I mean. It does dry down, of course, to be matte. But yeah, that is gorgeous, that shade. That's Wifey. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up the video with my favourite fragrances from last year. My favourite perfume from last year I used the most. I use this all the time. Like, I've used it for the past couple of years. But this one is the YSL Mon Paris fragrance. So this is like a little 30 ml. And I bought this for going away on holiday, and I've used all of that when I was away. Like, literally just a wee teeny bit left in it there, because I haven't touched this bottle since then, because I actually have a fuller size which only has a little bit left in it as well that I've been kind of using up. This is my favourite scent. It's like my signature scent. I'm always wearing this, like any time of the year. It's like the perfect fragrance for all year round. It's also particularly lovely for the summer because it's nice and fresh smelling as well, even though, like, I'll put the scents on the screen for you. It's just beautiful. And then my other favourites from last year, which I've used a ton, but it doesn't actually look like it, so these must go quite a long way, which is amazing, are like two from Kiali. So the first one I'm really loving is the vanilla one. This one is beautiful. Again, I'll put the scents on the screen, but this is lovely. It's kind of more of a kind of, I would say, autumn to winter kind of scent. Maybe spring as well, because yeah, but I don't know, it's a little bit more suited towards autumn winter. It is beautiful. It's like a kind of yummy scent. Really beautiful. Love that. I've worn that a ton, but it doesn't really look like it. It's not really budged much, which is good. And then my other favourite from her is the Deja Vu White Flower. So this is beautiful as well. It's really nice and kind of florally. The vanilla one is a little bit more kind of like this yummy scent, whereas Deja Vu White Flower has a little bit more of a kick to it. You know, there's something in there that's just beautiful, which I love. So that's all my favourite makeup products from 2022. I didn't mention any skincare stuff or hair stuff because I usually change that quite often, to be honest. And like for skin, I would say my favourite moisturiser from last year is definitely the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. Love that so much. Hair stuff, Tresemme Heat Defense setting spray sort of thing that I use for like heat protection and things like that. My favourite styling tool is definitely my GHD Platinum Plus straighteners. Love them so much. Hair dryer, Zuvi Halo or the Dyson. Yeah, I kind of toss up between the two. I still love like Dyson, even though I got the Zuvi one also. And then for tan, I would say the Saint Tropez, the Winter Express is amazing. That is amazing. And also the Vita Liberata body blur, I used that a lot last year also. So that's just quick. I'll link them down below actually for you. That's it for this video. I really hope you liked and enjoyed seeing all my favourite products from last year. I would love to know some of your favourites down below in the comments, because then I can buy some more makeup and try them out. So yeah, let me know any of your favourite products from last year, what you're loving right now. I would absolutely love to know. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you liked and enjoyed this video then give it a thumbs up, and I'll speak to you very soon in my next video. Bye.